Hey everyone, this is an exit ticket review from Monday's lesson. While I was going through and giving you guys all feedback, there was a common misconception that I noticed a lot of students were making, and the biggest difficulty that students were having yesterday was solving for variables in subtraction and division equations. You guys were, on the whole, a lot stronger with the addition and multiplication ones, so I just wanted to go through and make sure that this was being addressed moving forward for the rest of the week's lessons. So, here I have 4 problems from the exit ticket from yesterday, the subtraction and division ones. And I want to remind us that when we reason with variables, we should always think of it as a sentence, right? We should always immediately translate any equation into a sentence so we really understand what it is asking us. And when we do so, we replace the variable with the word what. So what this equation is saying is, so instead of x, I'm going to write the word what. So what minus 5 equals 9. Now, the most common misconception was a lot of students said 4. Okay, so they saw minus 5, they saw 9, and they said x equaled 4. But imagine if I put 4 there. If I substituted that answer in, is 4 minus 5 9? Absolutely not. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So that's why, once again, when you do find an answer, it's so important to substitute it back in to check your work. So, what minus 5 equals 9? So the answer obviously must be bigger than 9 if it's losing 5 and still being 9. So once again, whenever we solve for a missing value, we use inverse operations. So if this is minus 5, then we're going to add 5 to 9. And I would get 14. Okay, and then if I substituted that back in, is 14 minus 5 9? Yeah, okay. So at this time, why don't you pause this video and try and complete this problem on your own? Okay. So, assuming you paused and completed the problem, now we'll go over it together. So once again, making this sentence, what minus 32 is 7? So once again, we know that x needs to be bigger than 32, or sorry, bigger than 32, because 32 is being taken away from it, and then we still have 7 left. So once again, biggest misconception here was a lot of people said that x equaled 25. Once again, they're seeing minus 32 and 7, and they did 32 minus 7, okay, to get 25. Once again, if I substituted that into this problem, is 25 minus 32 7? No, right? 25 minus 32 would be negative 7, so that is incorrect. Alright, sorry, had to pause the video for just a second. So, once again, if we substituted in this answer, we would see that this does not work, because 25 minus 32, negative 7, and not 7. So, once again, we need to do inverse operations. So what minus 32 is 7? So if this is minus, if this is subtraction, then we need to do the opposite of subtraction, the inverse, and we are going to add 32. And so what x should have been was 39. And then once again, if we went through and did that substitution work and substituted our value in for x, we can see there that that is actually correct. 39 minus 32 is 7. So once again, as always, that substitution to check your work is really key, is really important. Alright, now let's move on to a couple division ones. So once again, I'm going to write my sentence here. What divided by 2 is 4. All right, so once again, most common answer here for the misconceptions, a lot of people said x equaled 2. Okay, so once again, they're saying 4 and 2, and they're seeing division. People did 4 divided by 2 and got 2. But once again, that's not what the question is asking. And if I substituted this value back in, I would get 2 divided by 2 equals 4. No, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So I know that this value is a mistake. So once again, as always, the inverse operations, and I'll just write that word down here below so you see it. Inverse operations, super key, the opposite operation. So if this is what divided by 2 is 4, we're going to do the inverse of division to find that answer, and we're going to multiply this by 2. And 4 times 2 is 8. All right, and then once again, if I go ahead and substitute this value in, so instead of having x, I'm going to put an 8 there. Checking my work through substitution. And is 8 divided by 2 4? Yes, it is. All right, so once again, if you would like to pause here to complete this solo, great. And then once you come back, you can just finish this video and check your work. So once again, my sentence here, placing x with the word what divided by 6 is 11. And I got a lot of different answers for this section. A lot of people did like 11 divided by 6 and got like a decimal number and things like that. Some people just got 5 because maybe they saw this division as an addition side. I'm not quite sure about that. Either way, so what we need to do here is inverse operations. So I'm going to actually rewrite the problem down below. So if this is what divided by 6 is 11, then I need to actually multiply both sides by 6. The inverse operation, the opposite of division, is multiplication, and I would get 66 for my solution. And then once again, checking my work, 66 divided by 6 is in fact 11, so it works. Okay, so I hope y'all watched this video and got something from it, and then y'all can use this knowledge to make corrections on your lesson today. Good luck.